6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15. Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to Universal Peace Television. So, this is a broadcast about comments to my videos. These are comments that I have approved personally. Go to display capture, and thank you all for your likes. Really cool. But it's vital that the information gets spread around the world, and I hope that PewDiePie also responds if he has 15.4 billion views, but I doubt it. So let's go to those comments. Then I will have to open them first. I haven't really prepared this broadcast, but it should go pretty fast. Okay. In the meantime, I can show you my channel.
Natasha Balin commented, "Hey, Ulrich Kaufman, I love your video. I know this comment is marked as spam, that's because it contains a link, but please check out this video. Smile https://www.youtube.com/watch v=YG1df_xuk, 1 day ago. NCS Sounds commented, "Good video. If you need any free music for your content, come browse through the playlists I have. I think they would really improve your videos." 3 days ago, XX commented, "Jew Zionist evil. Real terrorist." 4 days ago, stream live on mobile, a new way to instantly connect with your subscribers. 6 days ago, Shitdumwood commented, "In 2014, Wikipedia removed the definition of cultural Marxism from its online encyclopedias and it's now called white supremacy conspiracy theory." June 21, 2017, Kindle Sondis commented, "Hey, Ulrich Kaufman, I love your video. I know this comment is marked as spam, that's because it contains a link, but please check out this video and approve the comment. https://www.youtube.com/what." June 20, 2017, Selwyn Greenfirth commented, "John Street Clarac http://911 themotherfallblackoperations.blogspot.co.uk/2010/04/excerpts from John Street Claracways.html." June 17, 2017, Selwyn Greenfirth replied, "At Ulrich and redirection of waterpipes.bytheway, I have most of the classic symptoms of radiation sickness. Weight gain due to heavier bones, a classic symptom of radiation exposure, you nuts." June 17, 2017, Snebruji commented, "Hey, Ulrich Kaufman, I love your video. I know this comment is marked as spam, that's because it contains a link, but please check out this video and approve the comment. https://www.youtube.com/what." June 15, 2017, Selwyn Greenfirth commented, "The secret relationship between targeted individuals and Jews. In case you somehow missed me saying it before, they harvest the radiated and traumatized blood, DNA out of my shit, kinda peril." June 9, 2017, Guglielmo Imitator commented, "Waste of time." June 8, 2017, Shitdumwood commented, "The parasite kills its own host. When they achieve wide genocide, they're done." June 8, 2017, Selwyn Greenfirth commented, "At Ulrich, where again exactly is the bit you talk about wiki suppressing stuff about the final solution being originally a Jewish idea, or has Google somehow cut that bit out of this here in upload?" June 8, 2017, Nexwex commented, "Peace sign is in fact satanic and that other one is broken cross." http://www.jesusissavior.com/false%20 religions/wicca%20 and %20 witchcraft/peace_sign.htm
I wanted to say that I don't give a fuck if it's satanic. Basically, to most people, the peace sign is the peace sign. The absence of war, universal peace now.
June 4, 2017. Barry Cohen 1 month ago. Urgent fact! World War III is on our doorstep, and when it hits you will be exposed to worldwide toxic cell mutating radiation from the air, water and from the contaminated food you will eat. Protect your health and life. You need to learn about zeolite for radiation detox. Be ready. See http://www.removerradiation.com.
Well, I think zeolite isn't good enough. You need a radiological water filter and storable food, peanut butter and rice. So fuck zeolite.
Fake MSM stories have gone viral after the fake Ariana Grande Manchester terrorist attack. Alpha Music NCS 2 months ago. Great work. Koningsdag Mijdrecht 2017 Kingstay Netherlands Coverband. Celebration P2, Giorgio Dumitru 2 months ago. Special interest groups are now testing on human citizens. A torture system has been created, which feeds on the radiation produced by your smart meter. Any person may become targeted in their own homes or near any smart meters. The attack will produce a burning sensation in the inside of your body. Upon exposure in the home, the victim will most likely have radiation poisoning for days or weeks. Another torture procedure produces an electric shock felt by the victim, commonly used to shock a person's anus, heart or genitals. Welcome to the New World Order, which will include population control in your own home. The radiation mentioned above also causes cancer and directly affects your heart in an impactfully negative way. For victims being assaulted in your home, please run outside/outdoors. The assault only works inside and near smart meters. These programs are not mind control based, instead assault based. Those responsible are not real mental handlers, they instead rely on torture to have the victim obey them. These interest groups have money and technology, but not the behavior pattern knowledge of the human mind. They have yet to hire the right educated persons. This new world system is still in a primitive state or beginnings. Thank you. Read more. David Rockefeller.
So here I'd like to comment again that the smart meters do produce cancer cell phone radiation, which you can block, shield with aluminum foil, but the attacks are done with wireless energy. You cannot hide from them. The only thing that can protect you is a Tesla plasma shield. So everybody has that problem, so that's already taking place worldwide with synthetic telepathy and directed energy with the beam, basically with beam weapons, and through the wall radar, frequency independent phased array antennas based in Poker Flat, Alaska, which are camouflaged antenna arrays. You can Google that, you will find more info. So the point is, going outside of your homes doesn't stop it, and the brain control, etc. torture is not done via your smart meter. But it does produce cancer cell phone radiation to depopulate Earth, which you can easily block with aluminum foil, and even the MIT are lying about this for some reason. And you can easily measure it with one of those expensive HF radiation meters that can measure in microwatts per square meter and in the frequency range. And you can buy one on eBay for about $124, $123.50 from Japan, so probably you'd also have to pay import charges. And the gigahertz measuring instruments are about €450 on eBay. So not many people can measure it, and that is why they successfully get away with their lie. Only a couple of people are still awake, so to speak, and are not brain controlled enough, so they tell the truth to their fellow humans about this harmful cancer cell phone radiation, microwaves which cause DNA damage, lumping red blood cells, which is a reproducible test you can do for yourselves, And what was the other thing? Cancer, of course. MRI scans show the tumors on the side where people kept their cancer cell phones against their head. So these are all vital things that I think everybody should know about. Continue reading the comments, which I do not necessarily agree with, and also comments I don't agree with and that I find absurd are usually approved by me, unless I think they are dangerous to my existence on YouTube, which I think most of them are not. If they wanna troll me or whatever, go ahead, no one will read it anyway. And practically no one will visit my channel because they're all fucking brain controlled, okay?
Will kill 7 billion people with HARP and airborne Ebola. Roger Foster. 3 months ago, top scientists who believe moon landing was a hoax. https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals gjb2q9gh2.
Thank you for your comment, Anonymous. I appreciate it. Top scientists who believe moon landing was a hoax. Oh, it was posted by Roger Foster. That's interesting. But I already know it beyond any reasonable doubt. I don't need the opinion of real, quote, scientists, unquote, for that. So I've shown the video that shows that the Apollo moon landings are a hoax. It proves it beyond any reasonable doubt. It's a NASA video. So there cannot be sound on the moon. In a vacuum, sound cannot exist, which is easy to test for yourself with a jar that you pump the air out of. This experiment is also on YouTube. And you can see these plates falling of these astronauts making noise, a lot of noise, like they would on Earth. So that proves beyond any reasonable doubt the Apollo moon landings are a hoax, they're fake. And I'm not too certain about the International Space Station, the Mars rover pictures are also fake. There are no desert squirrels, Mojave desert squirrels on Mars. And they appear on their pictures several times. So in the Mojave desert you're bound to find one.
Why people believe in wacky conspiracy theories. https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals g8gwt7xoxeg. Mystery solved. For a hoax to have been committed, all of the following must have occurred. 1. Thousands of photographs had to have been all faked by a team that created a set, lit it, and ensured perfect continuity. Over 100 hours of footage has to have been all faked. This in many cases has several hours of continuity. A specialist team would need to fake the footage shot in space using models that would look realistic. The footage has to reflect lunar gravity, have no continuity errors, and must be perfectly lit. Over the many missions, the film crew would be quite significant. All the people who faked the photography and video would have to keep quiet. For more detail on video, https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals sgxtf6bs1u.
And of course lots of people would be willing to do a lot more for $150 billion. Price of the International Space Station. And it's fun to do also.
https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals telge75pzp4. 2. A team of people had to have written the script for many hundreds of hours of footage both in transit and on the surface. They would need to keep quiet about it. That includes mission control personnel constantly.
And in reality no one has to be in on the hoax, only the astronauts basically.
In contact with each other. 3. 840 pounds of moon rocks would need to have been collected or manufactured. If collected from the moon, technology would need to be created to collect and return rocks without human intervention.
Alright, that's if you Google moon rocks petrified wood, then you'll find that NASA gave these fake moon rocks, and they were insured for like millions or whatever, and well, it's just proven beyond any reasonable doubt that Apollo moon landings are a hoax. And I've covered the top 10 of things that prove it, but the most important video is NASA's own video and NASA's pictures of the Mars rover with these Mojave Desert squirrels on them, which I've covered in my previous broadcasts. And I think the ISS may be real. It may also be fake. If you have evidence that proves it either way beyond any reasonable doubt, please Skype prologic999, that's moi, for universal peace, because I think the people have a right to know when their tax money was used to pay for this shit, instead of controlling the 23 factors that control aging. They spend it on wars and depleted uranium, war crime and tactical nukes going off in Syria. But the people in the West, most of them, seem not to care.
The rocks would have features such as zap pits from thousands of micrometeorite impacts. They would not show any sign of moisture, earth gravity, or atmospheric entry burning. They would need to fool every single geologist who examined them, or all the geologists would need to be in on it. All the people involved in collecting the rocks or forging them would need to stay quiet about it. That would be a significant number of people, especially if they were collected from the moon. 4. All the astronauts' overall faked missions would be lying and would need to keep quiet indefinitely. 5. All of the telemetry and signals would need to be faked, 24/7.
$4 million, perhaps you and me would keep quiet about it as well. But I didn't get any money yet.
For the duration of all the missions, the telemetry is fed into consoles available to the entire mission control team. They would know if it was faked. That is a very significant number of people overall missions who would need to stay quiet indefinitely, or it was written and set up in such a way as to fool them all. A team to create the thousands of hours of data would need to be created. The telemetry data would need to fool subsequent personnel, and it is very substantial in its complexity.
So these astronauts are in reality Freemasons. You can see them doing their Freemasonic hand signals, handshakes in space. It's covered. If you go into it, no doubt you'll find out that the Apollo moon landings are a hoax, they're fake. And yes, there are top scientists that agree that no, it's proven beyond any reasonable doubt that they faked that, for several reasons. What the reasons may be is another topic, basically. What we can do about it to get our money back and stuff, that's perhaps more important. Oh yeah, and these people avoid the terms evidence and proof. They'd rather go with debunking and shit like that, because they don't want to be caught.
6. All of the radio transmissions were faked. Either everybody knew this and covered it up, or it was transmitted from the moon. This would include all the amateur radio hands worldwide who tracked Apollo. There were two main signals from the moon, one from the surface and one from the CSM orbiting. To fake this, with highly directional equipment, the signals would need to come from the moon and an orbiting craft. Other countries would need to be in on it, or be fooled by the signals, including the Russians. 7. The Navy would need to see, locate and pick up the astronauts from the command module, either dropped from high altitude without the Navy noticing another aircraft, or the astronauts.
So I checked it out, and Chinese Freemasons exist.
Were actually in space. 8. The laser reflectors placed on the moon were done so by robotic craft and special missions. All the people who designed the robots and monitored the flights did so and stayed quiet about it. Or, all the people who bounce lasers off the moon are stupid and easily fooled, or have been.
George Soros, Angela Merkel, and Margaret Chan exist as well.
Lying for 40 years. 9. The astronauts would need to be good actors to maintain an indefinite public facade. Any deathbed confession would need to be intercepted.
The Earth is cubical. Definitely cubical. Check it out, y'all. I've also covered it in my previous broadcasts.
Anybody spilling the beans would need to be silenced. Nobody could tell anybody about it. People cannot keep secrets. 10. Subsequent missions to photograph the moon would need to be faked. A whole new generation of people involved. Japanese saline photographic imagery must match the Apollo photographs. Japan would need to cooperate. 11. Any future missions from any other country must also cooperate. Faked gravity, rocks, telemetry, radio, photography, TV, video, audio, LRO, radiation data and all incidentals, or, I wasn't faked, from the YouTube video. If the moon landings were hoaxed, then all this would be necessary. See also, https://www.youtube.com/watch V equals 401 Axon Zerumki, read more. The Earth is not flat but spherical, satellites are real, Apollo moon landings are fake, so is IAS's, Luciferian. 3 months ago Shabad Rabitasi Vabentot Kreverat Turner Seferin Kuler PQR Satan? David Rockefeller.
Well, of course, it's clear that the Earth is in reality oblong, it's almost spherical, so it's not flat, and these flat earthers just exist to mix the truth with their lie that the Earth is flat, basically, and the truth is that the Apollo moon landings are fake! They're hoax! Okay? Not okay.
Will kill 7 billion people with HARP and airborne Ebola. Luciferian. 3 months ago God did one in the world?
That prevented it, of course. Like I said, I think it was prevented because their Ebola was not effective enough to design their Ebola viruses.
David Rockefeller will kill 7 billion people with HARP and airborne Ebola. Dervox free on 3 months ago the scumbag is dead. David Rockefeller will kill 7 billion people with HARP and airborne Ebola. 2231 3 months ago Joe Aber Leiter Jib Tesnoxu Velvungden Unnicked Vergis and Cesis Rothschilds. JB Smith 7 months ago The American Reinvestment and Recovery Act and the Brain Initiative are the worst scams ever perpetrated on the American people. Former U.S. Surgeon General Regina Benjamin warns, biochips hazardous to your health. Warning, biochips may cause behavioral changes and high suicide rates. State Attorney
Chip used illegally VGP. David Rockefeller will kill 7 billion people with HARP and airborne Ebola. 2231, 3 months ago. Jo, aber leider gibt es noch zu viele von denen und nicht vergessen Sie scheiß Rothschilds.
JB Smith 7 months ago The American Reinvestment and Recovery Act and the Brain Initiative are the worst scams ever perpetrated on the American people. Former U.S. Surgeon General Regina Benjamin warns, biochips hazardous to your health. Warning, biochips may cause behavioral changes and high suicide rates. State attorney generals are to revoke the licenses of doctors and dentists that implant chips in patients. Chip used illegally for GPS tracking, organized crime, communication, and torture. Virginia State Police have been implanting citizens without their knowledge and
they try to pin this shit about chips in your brain on everything about brain control, which is done with synthetic telepathy, so they don't need any fucking chips. And they may be fake targeted individuals, people posing as victims that are in reality stalkers, that are firelighting everyone, etc.
consent for years and they are dying. Check out William and Mary's site to see the torture enabled by the biochip and the active denial system. See Terrorism and Mental Health by Amin Gadat or A Note on Ubervalence by MG and Katina Michael or Safeguards in a World of Ambient Intelligence by Springer or Mind Control, Microchip Implants and Cybernetics. Check out the Audio Spotlight by Halosonics. The truth is the biochip works like a SIM card. It received pulsed modulated laser beams and millimeter wave which it converts into electromagnetic waves that your brain interprets into digital images and sound. It then takes what your brain sees and hears and converts electromagnetic waves into digital and acoustic waves that a computer translates into audio and video. In other words, it allows law enforcement to see what you see, hear what you hear and communicate directly with your brain. Former Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, director and now Google executive, Regina E. Duggan, has unveiled a super small, ingestible microchip that we can all be expected to swallow by 2017, a means of authentication, she calls it, also called an electronic tattoo, which takes NSA spying to whole new levels. She talks of the mechanical mismatch problem between machines and humans, and specifically targets 10 to 20-year-olds in her rant about the wonderful qualities of this new technology that can stretch in the human body and still be functional. Hailed as a critical shift for research and medicine, these biochips would not only allow full access to insurance companies and government agencies to our pharmaceutical med-taking compliancy, or lack thereof, but also a host of other aspects of our lives which are truly none of their business, and certainly an extension of the removal of our freedoms and rights. Google News authorizes payments to the states in an effort to encourage Medicaid providers to adopt and use certified EHR technology aka biochips, will match Medicaid $5 for every $1 a state provides. Hospitals are paid $2 million to create crisis stabilization wards, gitmos, where state police torture people, even unto death. They stopped my heart 90 times in 6 hours. Virginia Beach EMTs were called to the scene. Mary E. Schlendorf, v. The Society of New York Hospital 105 N. E. 92, 93, N. Y. 1914, Justice Cardozo states, every human being of adult years and sound mind has a right to determine what shall be done with his own body, and a surgeon who performs an operation without his patient's consent, commits an assault, for which he is liable in damages. Pratt v. Davis, 224 Real. 300, Moore v. Williams, 95 Minnesota 261, this case precedent requires.
Yo, again, I think they're blocking my camera, as you can see, and hospitals are slaughterhouses nowadays. So watch out, all these doctors may be little Harold F. Shipmans, a Jewish doctor that killed over 400 of his patients. And they're just helping with the depopulation. They're in an excellent position. And Dr. Harold F. Shipman got away with killing over 400 of his patients, so there's no telling how many they've done already. But it may be in the millions or billions even. So hospitals are in the top 10 of main causes of death twice. One is prescription drugs leading killer in the USA, and the other one is misdiagnosis leading cause of death, etc.
police to falsely arrest you or kidnap you and call you a mental health patient in order to force the implant on you. You can also be forced to have a biochip if you have an infectious disease, like Ebola or AIDS. Coalition of Justice versus the City of Hampton, VA settled a case out of court for $500,000 and removal of the biochip. Torture is punishable by $1,000 per day up to $2 million. Medical battery is worth $2.05 million. They told my family it was the Brain Initiative. I checked with the Oversight Board, and it is not. Mark Warner told me it was research with the active denial system by the College of William and Mary, the USAF, and state and local law enforcement. It is called IBEX and it is excruciating. I have had 3 surgeries at the site of the implant and need another. It causes cancer. I've been tortured for 8 years by Virginia law enforcement. Thousands of innocent Virginians are being tortured and murdered by criminal cops. Please help us get the word out to end these heinous atrocities. The pain is 24/7. The VADCJS sent me a letter stating cops can get keys to anyone's home and steal anything they please. The governor knows and takes his cut. Senator Kaine said the FBI is not involved so he can't help. Check out Virginia's casual disregard for the Constitution at Forbes.com. Check out Richard Kaine's case. They are torturing infants and children. The active denial system comes in rifle form and can murder without leaving a mark. I have had 2 heart attacks and am blessed to be alive. We need to make the nation aware to stop these thugs. Now a Dr. Whaley of the Medical Examiner's Office reports covering up murders by cops and selling brains for $6,250 each to the NIH. Beware of Riverside and Centaur Hospital. Beware of Dr. Lawrence Chang, Pfizer Dermatology, Dr. Nicole Nelson, Dr. Shastosai, and Dr. Lika in her red Mercedes, and Riverside Emergency Room Physicians, and Dr. Dennis Cruff, Dr. Mark Kander and Hampton Centaur Surgeons and Tidewater Multi-Specialty Group and Dr. Elizabeth Cooper. Most of all, beware of state and local police in Virginia. Please help us. Read more. ISIL Global Jihad Controlled Crisis to Depopulate and Create Luciferian Global Gov aka Fourth Reich. J.B. Smith. 7 months ago, the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act and the Brain Initiative are the worst scams ever perpetrated on the American people. Former U.S. Surgeon General Regina Benjamin warns, biochips hazardous to your health. Warning, biochips may cause behavioral changes and high suicide rates. State attorney generals are to revoke the licenses of doctors and dentists that implant chips in patients. Chip used illegally for GPS tracking, organized crime, communication and torture. Virginia State Police have been implanting citizens without their knowledge and consent for years and they are dying. Check out William and Mary's site to see the torture enabled by the biochip and the active denial system. See Terrorism and Mental Health by Amin Gadat or A Note on Ubervalence by M.G. and Katina Michael or Safeguards in a World of Ambient Intelligence by Springer or Mind Control, Microchip Implants and Cybernetics. Check out the Audio Spotlight by Holisonics. The truth is the biochip works like a SIM card. It received pulsed modulated laser beams and millimeter wave which it converts into electromagnetic waves that your brain interprets into digital images and sound. It then takes what your brain sees and hears and converts electromagnetic waves into digital and acoustic waves that a computer translates into audio and video. In other words, it allows law enforcement to see what you see, hear what you hear and communicate directly with your brain. Former Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
So this could be the CIA posting. It can be a hoax for them to get money basically, that others may be in on. And there may not be any biochips. They use synthetic telepathy, wireless energy, and frequency independent phased array antenna through the wall radar. And they want these victims to claim they have chips in their body, which is nonsense. They don't need chips to do all these things. Though I think some people are implanted, so perhaps they're trying to do something extra or whatever, I don't know. But nowadays they use synthetictelepathy.com. The Mijdrecht patent explains it. So their neural network can simulate any person. That's Project Immortality. And it can also control people's emotions, as explained in the Hatayama patent referred to in the Mijdrecht patent.
DARPA director and now Google executive, Regina E. Duggan, has unveiled a super small, ingestible microchip that we can all be expected to swallow by 2017, a means of authentication, she calls it, also called an electronic tattoo.
The nano death chippies are just another scam to depopulate the earth. They will cause heart attacks and brain bleedings. That's what they want, so they pretend it doesn't, they simply lie.
Which takes NSA spying to whole new levels. She talks of the mechanical mismatch problem between machines and humans, and specifically targets 10 to 20-year-olds in her rant about the wonderful qualities of this new technology that can stretch in the human body and still be functional. Hailed as a critical shift for research and medicine, these biochips would not only allow full access to insurance companies and government agencies to our pharmaceutical med-taking compliancy, or lack thereof, but also a host of other aspects of our lives which are truly none of their business, and certainly an extension of the removal of our freedoms and rights. Google News thorough authorizes payments to the states in an effort to encourage.
So they want you all to believe that you need a chip to do these things, to read a person's mind and to brain control them, and to induce emotions and to track them, which is not true. They can do that all with synthetic telepathy. And that's why they cover it in the mainstream media. They cover the spying on your emails and on your cancer cell phones, not brain cloning and brain mapping, synthetic telepathy, spying on your brain and mind controlling people. And hypnosis, if it's done successfully, then the people would not remember that they were hypnotized.
Medicaid providers to adopt and use certified EHR technology aka biochips, will match Medicaid $5 for every $1 a state provides. Hospitals are paid $2 million to create crisis stabilization wards, gitmos, where state police torture people, even unto death.
It can go so far, I don't believe it, but the idea can be that everybody is just programmed. It's all generated by a neural network, and every memory you have was implanted by that neural network.
They stopped my heart 90 times in 6 hours. Virginia Beach EMTs were called to the scene. Mary E. Schlendorf, v. The Society of New York Hospital 105 N. E. 92, 93, N. Y. 1914, Justice Cardozo states, every human being of adult years and sound mind has a right to determine what shall be done with his own body, and a surgeon who performs an operation without his patient's consent, commits an assault, for which he is liable in damages. Pratt v. Davis, 224 Real. 300, Moore v. Williams, 95 Minnesota 261. This case precedent requires police to falsely arrest you or kidnap you and call you a mental health patient in order to force the implant on you. You can also be forced to have a biochip if you have an infectious disease, like Ebola or AIDS. Coalition of Justice versus the City of Hampton, VA settled a case out of court for $500,000.
So I'm reading the comment twice. It is quite interesting anyway.
And removal of the biochip, torture is punishable by $1,000 per day up to $2 million. Medical.
So what they write may be complete nonsense. Of course, the torturers cannot be caught. They use directed energy weapons nowadays. And these Jesuits used to use torture devices, which you can see pictures of online, so they know how to push people's buttons, how to control them with torture. And that's their method, their military order posing as a religious order. So the Jesuit patron Kaufman allegedly gave the order to demolish the WTC, and the Jesuits are the only ones that could have made the planes stand down and control Mossad and other alphabet agencies.
Battery is worth $2.05 million. They told my family it was the Brain Initiative. I checked with the Oversight Board, and it is not. Mark Warner told me it was research with the active denial system by the College of William and Mary, the USAF, and state and local law enforcement. It is called IBEX and it is excruciating. I have had 3 surgeries at the site of the implant and need another. It causes cancer. I've been tortured for 8 years by Virginia law enforcement. Thousands of innocent Virginians are being tortured and murdered by criminal cops. Please help us get the word out to end these heinous atrocities. The pain is 24/7. The VADCJS sent me a letter stating cops can get keys to anyone's home and steal anything. They please. The governor knows and takes his cut. Senator Kaine said the FBI is not involved so he can't help. Check out Virginia's casual disregard for the Constitution at Forbes.com. Check out Richard Kaine's case. They are torturing infants and children. The active denial system comes in rifle form and can murder without leaving a mark. I have had 2 heart attacks and am blessed to be alive. We need to make the nation aware to stop these thugs. Now a Dr. Whaley of the Medical Examiner's Office reports covering up murders by cops and selling brains for $6,250 each to the NIH. Beware of Riverside and Centaur Hospital. Beware of
the government is criminal, okay?
Dr. Lawrence Chang, Pfizer Dermatology, Dr. Nicole Nelson, Dr. Shastosai, and Dr. Lika in her red Mercedes, and Riverside Emergency Room Physicians, and Dr. Dennis Cruff, Dr. Mark Kander and Hampton Centaur Surgeons and Tidewater Multi-Specialty Group and Dr. Elizabeth Cooper. Most of all, beware of state and local police in Virginia. Please help us. Read more.
Universal peace. Now, this is Donald Trump. Prevent a two-state solution. World by any means necessary. Included in the two-state solution agreement that the allies of Israel and Palestine may not intervene if they go to war with each other to prevent a two-state solution. World universal peace. Now, keys to you, well, Rick. Thank you for your idea for universal peace. Universal peace. Now, the government is criminal, okay?
Grab him by the pussy.
Thank you, darling. I, Donald Trump, am going to stop spending money on the stupid fucking military and start spending for universal peace. George Soros and Margaret Chan are committee of 300 subversive of the club of members. The goals of the committee of 300 we find 2 gods by means of wars in the advanced countries by means of starvation and disease in the third world countries. The death of 3 billion people by the year 2050 people they call you substances.
The CDC did.
David Cho.
Don't let them touch you!
Grave master. Grave master. Extroversion. Go. Not yet. I have the guys counting my money. I hate it. The only guys I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes all day. USA Today, May 20, 1991. You're going to have a deportation force, and you're going to do it humanely, and you're going to have a deportation force. We got to go, and we got to knock the shit out of these people. Get a radiological walker and stable food, and you cannot survive a nuclear event. Melt down without it. The more there of us, the better. Page a beat.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace in your mind, peace on earth, peace at work, peace at home, peace in the world.
It's to try and get people orientated to think peace, like eat for peace, breathe for peace, and dance for peace, and make love for peace, you know. To just have the peace like a mantra going round and round in your head.
The CDC did.
Universal Peace 2016 Writing Collection, Fast Forward, and Outside Webcam, First Hour or So. Superfly Hoogveld 8 months ago David Rockefeller is gun death wide in a week. If he is ready or not. Every medium is on him. His 7 heart transplant. What a sick heartless soulless pile of shit. With all the money in the world he can't even shit normal. It's a total Frankenstein's monster for real. I'm glad I'm not him. Hi ha. What a timeline fucker. David Rockefeller will kill 7 billion people with HARP and airborne Ebola almond bacon. 9 months ago I have to come out of the dark to help traders. With my binary option and forex strategies, I have made profit in the past 3 years and now I make £20,000 every week, after changing.
They control that with wireless energy, so if they are not on your side, if you're not on their team, then you're not making money with that. This is theory. So it's better, wiser to spend your money on stuff you need to survive these calamities, to be prepared and stay vigilant.
A lot of strategies. I and my associates have decided to share this one since it's a success. It is the least I can do for beginners or people who whole binary options are a scam. People are brain controlled like remotely controlled robots. Scintilla, Locio Brutalis 1 year ago about HARP were notices and ibs of Palladians, something as a war, everybody is tortured with HARP and synthetic telepathy, RNM, globally Locio Brutalis 1 year ago Yahoo Group telepathy, beyond HARP, Locio Brutalis 1 year ago. If do you see a man with such controllers' ideas, can to affect him by the help of masturbation? Through yourself, if you will be able, you will be this gay active of the tastes? Directed energy weapon torture with HARP depopulation synthetic telepathy, RNM, Locio Brutalis 1 year ago http://www.mindcontrol.ca? Everybody.
Well, I'm still totally hetero and I think that I cannot ever become a gay person. That's impossible. I've never had sexual feelings for males. And single ladies are welcome for a free shiatsu hand massage and to smoke free weed together and sit on the balcony when the weather permits it. But the weather has been horrible for a couple of days now already. Here you can see it. This is the live weather in Mijdrecht. And that's because of the cancer chemtrails. And because of those cancer chemtrails, the clouds hold more water, so you have less rain. And otherwise you would have had sunny days. We could have gone to the beach, the downhill, whatever. In other words, they're ruining the weather. And the Speedo elite can afford to go to the Lolita Islands.
Is tortured with HARP and synthetic telepathy, RNM, globally Locio Brutalis 1 year ago. HARP project is the laser weapons project. You do a mistake between the words HARP and ARPA. This group is a telepathy project's developer. About this project isn't Yahoo Group telepathy? Everybody is tortured with HARP and synthetic telepathy, RNM, globally Richard Pierce 2 years ago. Your life path number is the most important number in your personal numerology. Learn how to figure out your number now. http://numerologysolutions.blogspot.com? World War III starts in February 2015 according to R94-821 prediction. Edward H. McWhirter 2 years ago in WCP hides mass genocide for organs. In WCP. The mission of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is to ensure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of
I'm speechless. So, just to get into what I've been reading lately, I'll read my latest writing.
File number 2241 to 1956 in the New York County Clerk's Office should be open to the public view and its content thoroughly publicized. Misrepresentation, exaggeration, and falsification has too often colored the judgment of good citizens. If Mr. Frank used the work of Meyer Levin to present to the world what we have been led to believe is the literary work of his daughter, wholly or in part, then the truth should be exposed. deadredseeker.co.uk/p equals 4297. Perhaps I should change my attitude. Perhaps my attitude was largely formed by their programming, and unfrank, as it has AI, DC, IC and ID in it. Wiki/title_of_nobility_clause foreign emoluments clause redirects here. The title of nobility clause is a provision in Article I, Section 9, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution, that prohibits the federal government from granting titles of nobility, and restricts members of the government from receiving gifts, emoluments, offices or titles from foreign states without the consent of the United States Congress. Remuneration is the compensation that one receives in exchange for the work disambiguation needed, or services performed, not to be confused with giving, away, or donating, or the act of providing to. A number of complementary benefits, however, are increasingly popular remuneration mechanisms. Remuneration is one component of reward management. Paganism, a religion other than one of the main world religions, specifically a non-Christian or pre-Christian religion. Atheism, disbelief or lack of belief in the existence of God or gods. Agnosticism is the view that the existence of God or the supernatural is unknown or unknowable. This is BS. Because the Bible is a collection of polytheistic myths rolled into monotheism, we know God does not exist, and this fact scientifically proves it. Satanists are real. All religion is a total abomination because there is no God, no heaven, hell, bottomless pit and reincarnation, no hereafter, and because of all the war's fault, people tortured to death in sacrifices in the name of God and other fictional deities. Abe. B. ABCD. If everybody is brain controlled, then nobody is going to switch off their brain control machine, synthetic telepathy machine. The word mind control itself may be a hypnotic trigger. Watch 10 biohackers who turned into superhumans on YouTube. I cannot believe the two-state solution has died or is dead. It is John Kerry and Netanyahu who decide about this, and not the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton. Therefore the threat of a two-state solution world war remains. By adding to the agreement that Israel and Palestine's allies may not help or intervene if they go to war with each other, the two-state solution world war threat would disappear. If the goal of their superiors, the Jesuits, is a two-state solution world war to depopulate Earth to a total global population of 500 million to impose a totalitarian global government in contrast to what they claim. Then they will not add this addendum to the agreement to prevent their long-planned third Jesuit world war. Time does not go fast until it's past. Woman strips naked at the Western Wall, Jerusalem. Online there are no better pictures of it. That's a shame. Expose, make something visible by uncovering it. Reveal the true, objectionable nature of someone or something, a vigilante, a civilian or organization acting in a law enforcement capacity, or in the pursuit of self-perceived justice, without legal authority. Vigilant, keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. Push universal peace. People that do not believe have better morals. Theory: there is no honor in killing your fellow humans. You cannot protect Americans by bombing innocent civilians in some foreign country that is not USA. The fact that the Bible is a collection of polytheistic myths rolled into monotheism proves beyond any reasonable doubt that God does not exist. Ideas to avoid more shootings and, especially, ideas about how to avoid more ISIS terrorist attacks are welcome. Skype Pro Logic 999. Avoid trains, stadiums and places with lots of people packed together. Make sure there is someone with a weapon present at these events to save lives if necessary. One shooter can do a lot of damage if there is nobody that carries in the crowd. Synthetic telepathy evidence should be made permissible in court to push their legal gun ban, no doubt. In videos, stuff that is loud is the stuff they want you to hear. Promote creating a cure against aging. Invest in that instead of more wars. 7 terrifying real deaths caught on video. This video is unavailable. Sorry. ProxTube was not able to unblock this video. Maybe this video is blocked in the US. Interesting reflection. When you tell people this, they want the blood that's in your poop, they probably think you're insane. The idea of testing the viruses makes more sense if you ask me, because there are people of using scientific methods to depopulate Earth. When I read your story I first had to laugh, but unexplainable things have happened to me that makes me wonder if what you write could actually be true. The following reaction to one of my 360 panorama videos is interesting because your blood is important. Selwyn Greenfrith 4 days ago highlighted comment: the secret relationship between targeted individuals and Jews. In case you somehow missed me saying it before, they harvest the radiated and traumatized blood, DNA out of my shit, kinda parallel to genital trauma of babies. Then Rabbi sucks at life force. Note: I have tight foreskin. I'm living with bleeding ulcers in colon for over a year now, which they induced and maintain. I have known for a long time that the toilet pipework is secretly redirected at my father's flat and also at mine, and my father's. Even a gang stalker called Cohen above and another psychopath next mine, thought it was to do with them getting samples back from the viruses they test through me. Actually, now understand the rerouting of the toilet pipework is also to harvest the seemingly valuable blood out my shit. In hindsight, I realize why all the doctors and nurse were utterly excited and amazed at my blood and heart results, like something spectacular had happened. When they forced a blood vial out of me in Whitechapel Hospital, they couldn't hide it. In hindsight, I also kinda understand why a long-term 6-year living-in psychopath called Vanessa, a literally zealous Jewess, would rush into the toilet after I would shit. It would embarrass me. I think she was savoring the smell of blood in it. She would mirror me so much yet hate me at the same time. We're so black and white yet still overlapped a lot. I kinda look like after the likeness of a living pharaoh and she like one of those corpse of a pharaoh. Literally, me hyper creative, but chaos and darkness too. She hyper destructive and empty. I'm so awkward amongst most of humanity, but small babies seem to like me, and the sun, if I didn't know better, seems to worship me. Vanessa seemed to want empathy from me and yet to dominate me. Vanessa B seems something to do with Deborah Rothschild in Williamstown College, and Vanessa kinda looks like a younger frizzy-haired version of Deborah Rothschild, kinda. Heard the elites have breeding programs, perhaps that's what they wanted with me. The predator Vanessa. Vanessa eyes glower down at me, like in a vampire film. When she first set eyes on me, Vanessa destroyed me in the end. By the way, I think the armed wing of Jewish supremacist sadists, axe the military, have been weaponizing my blood, think it has the power to flip dimensions and those kinds of things. Me and a military plane had a magic rain war in Hackney Wick the other week. Should be vids on the net showing me controlling the rain. Dimensions. They remote view me often. Think they first spiked me with this drug 3 grams mostly, but it almost killed anyone else whom even takes a tiny bit of it. I'm deaf. Long time implanted. Military even admitted to me, they try to keep me feeling bad about myself and that I'm stronger than I think. The Jewish guy with the Japanese girlfriend deaf. Lit. Calling the shots. Lit. Calls in military planes rain something down on me. Small children and birds can feel it and scream and squeak. He stands back. Says I'm a problem. NHS hacking, that was me in Homerton Hospital. My nails often blacken and fall off. Radiation.
Yeah, the rerouting of the toilet pipe worked. They also did that to me. No, I'm kidding.
Or mutating. My elderly father from Barbados has heavy dense bones, what the elites and ancient Egyptians had. My theory is that haps whomever have been radiating, DNA mutating us since the dawn of time because symptom of radiation treatment is denser bones. My father is named Joseph and my mother was named Christine. My elderly father has no wrinkles. My hounded and murdered mother was from Ireland and her father indeed had red hair. By the way, seems as if a lot of Jews are, somehow, twisted evil versions of myself and my sister. My elderly uncle, on my father's side, was a civilian worker for the American military all his life in Berlin. I sometimes used to think he is my true father. I don't think he is. My father and sister seem both telepathic, both seemingly defend, or forced to defend, the Jews. Haps mind controlled? Weird how when visiting Babette in Berlin I would often unexpectedly bump into my uncle A. 4 million.
My latest conclusion is that I think that telepathy without synthetic telepathy does not exist. Because the precognitive vision, my first precognitive vision was seen through a camera. So then everybody would have that ability to remote view, and I think that is not possible without the voice of God weapon, without synthetic telepathy. And that people cannot move a glass with their mind power, that you can use directed energy for that. These beam weapons, wireless energy, so it's not a miracle if people can move objects that don't have a magnet inside. But they're not doing that with their mind power. But that's my latest theory. It's is it enough to disprove the possibility that people can have a memory of future events and real telepathic powers, natural telepathy? Does it exist? Skype me, Prologic999, if you have evidence that proves it either way, please. It would be lovely.
Souls. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge 3 days ago. Yeah, I also have dense bones. Ulrich Kaufman 1 second ago. Interesting reflection. When you tell people this, they want the blood that's in your poop. They probably think you're insane. The idea of testing the viruses makes more sense if you ask me, because there are people of using scientific methods to depopulate Earth. When I read your story I first had to laugh, but unexplainable things have happened to me that makes me wonder if what you write could actually be true. Make sure you have weapons to defend yourself against these insane people that think blood of psychics can help them. Their idea may be based on the lie that people have a soul and the soul is in the blood. Any idea how we can get more precognitive visions? I think hypnosis is a good way. I think precognition is an interesting phenomenon. Perhaps the blood is used to develop tailor-made viruses to keep patients sick a long time so the medical cartel can make more money of these people. If they have also taken your blood with a needle, then why would they need the poop? It may be an idea made presumable by the synthetic telepathy machine to make you appear insane. Rabbis spit out the blood, but it's still mutilation. These children have no way to defend themselves against the people mutilating them. Is it true or false that the final solution in the sense of exterminating people is originally a Jewish idea? The words final solution are written in Theodor Kaufman's book Germany Must Perish on page 88, a final solution, let Germany be policed forever by an international armed force, unquote. It's in the chapter A Middle Road, chapter 6, leading up to quote death to Germany unquote, chapter 7. The book is all over the internet in PDF form. An advertisement in the New York Times stated that the book was released to the public on March 1, 1941 according to the wiki article. If you know of anyone else that mentioned the final solution in the sense of exterminating people before Kaufman, please inform me via Skype, Prologic 999. The wiki article wiki/final_solution and the in this article mentioned wiki. Porojmo's article do not mention a book source in which the final solution was first used in the sense of exterminating a whole group of people or a whole country. In the final solution article we read, quote, introduced at the end of 1937, the final solution of the Gypsy question entailed roundups, expulsions, and incarceration of Romani in concentration camps, end quote. The words final solution of the Gypsy question are in quotation marks and there is no original German or English source mentioned dating before March 1, 1941 when Kaufman's book was released in the book referred to that lets us know who first used the term. The quotation final solution of the Gypsy question refers to Browning, 2004, 2007 ed., pp. 179, 181-2, The Gypsy Question. However, if we look at the wiki final solution article at the top on the right side of the encyclopedia article we see a picture of a, quote, follow-up letter from SS Obergruppenführer Reinhard Heydrich to Ministerialdirektor Martin Luther asking for administrative assistance in the implementation of the final solution to the Jewish question. February 26, 1942. The words Endlösung der Judenfrage are written in this document. The German word for final solution is Endlösung. But this document is of a later date than Theodor Kaufman's book, which was published on March 1, 1941. The Nazi letter is dated almost a year later than Theodor Kaufman's book that first mentioned exterminating the German people. If there is an earlier document that mentions the final solution, wiki would probably have used that in their final solution article. So what some people claim, that the final solution is originally an idea of a Jewish person, could be true. phdn.org/archives/holocaust history.org/short essays/finalsolution.html, a multiple believer, love song, you can make this, sub, a free they destroy the government, the truth tooth fairy moose, have the frequency and or magnitude of earthquakes, tsunamis and tornadoes increased or decreased since the ionospheric heaters and or other weather weapons have made their entrance, the tornado pedo, pen. Oh, key, yo, we have our eye on everybody's bye, as the world ends. Eric Foresters. This was written as a message to whom it may concern. Their depopulation concerns 93% of the world's global population. Georgia Guidestones are real. Most referenced missing USS Shiloh, CG-67, sailor found alive greater than commander. U.S. 7th Fleet greater than display 7th Fleet. Navy.mil access denied. You don't have permission to access http://www.c7f.navy.mil/media/news/display/article/1215004/missing USS Shiloh CG-67 sailor found /on this server. Reference number.
Alright, it turned out to be a computer virus. It was also affecting other websites than the .mil websites. I could check out if I can visit them now.
18.1541 DDC2.149769512.15b1080b. My access to Navy.mil is blocked. Perhaps for all non-Americans access is blocked, but I doubt it because this is a highly cited article according to Google. Perhaps it has to do with the claim others made that I reported about, the claim that the flying saucers in Queen Maudland, Antarctica are a secret Navy project, not a NASA project. Access denied. You don't have permission to access http://www.navy.mil/on this server. So I wonder if you all can access the article, Missing USS Shiloh, CG-67, sailor found alive greater than commander, U.S. 7th Fleet greater than display, f.mil, The airforce.mil website is also blocked. However, via Google Cache I can still reach the website. I was unable to read the Navy.mil page via cachedpages.com, but via Google by clicking on the little triangle pointing down I was able to reach the cached page anyway. I am a US citizen and you could argue that therefore they may not block my access to mil websites. I have a dual nationality and was born in the Netherlands, not that I ever visit mil websites. It's just the most cited Google News article at the moment 1706-2017. Telfaert, my internet provider, could not help me with the problem, but I called them and now they will send a new modem. I thought it was a router virus because on my father's PC downstairs the same problem it cured. Not just mil websites were blocked but also ebay.com. There was an access denied error tied to my IP. Removing viruses and malware did not solve the problem. Now they have sent the modem. My eBay is working again all of a sudden, though after removing some malware it did not, but today I noticed eBay was working again, otherwise auto bidding on a cool cheap ring would not have worked. Perhaps it was caused by a Windows update, perhaps a virus, web page or other error. Spanish Navy ship illegally enters UK waters in Gibraltar after Brexit. The Independent, April 4, 2017. CAC Common Access Card NOAA National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Rapids Real-Time Automated Personnel Identification System TA Trusted Agent, an individual appointed by a TASM that serves as a sponsor for eligible populations within TASVO, verifying official an individual who is responsible for validating eligibility of bona fide beneficiaries to receive benefits and entitlements. Source: Department of Defense Manual No. 1000.13, Volume 1, January 23, 2014. So the PDF on cac.mil.1000.13_vol1.pdf is accessible and I can read it, though it's a .mil website. Satanic inversion. The people of the alphabet agencies are supposed to catch the terrorists and the murderers, but in reality they are the terrorists and the murderers working for the pedo elite, the Jesuits and Freemasons, also known as Luciferians. Because they are higher in rank, the police and military cannot help you catch these people. Cancer. Cell phone radiation is the main cause of cancer nowadays, is what I claim based on the scientific material found online. Cancer chemtrails, directed energy weapon attacks, nuclear contamination, chemicals in foods, GMO food as a sterilizing weapon, alcohol deaths and inbreeding could also contribute to 1 in 2 people getting cancer during their lifetimes. Medscape.com, in the US, but radiation may be the #1 cause in reality. If people are brain controlled with synthetic telepathy, they can make them deny this, of course, also to themselves. GOP, the Republican Party, commonly referred to as the GOP, abbreviation for Grand Old Party. Both Republicans and Democrats are controlled by the same Jesuits. The left-right illusion is maintained to play people out against each other and create riots, etc. The Muslim must lead. Hadith. A hadith is one of various reports describing the words, actions, or habits of the Islamic prophet Muhammad. Vuk keep by, lime, cross the line, go online. Somebody claimed there is a drug for centipede parasitosis and the name begins with a Y. You could argue the Jews claim they would not have existed without incest. It's part of the incest Bible, which also defines who is Jewish. According to the Bible, the rabbis are the only ones that can change.
According to them, it's Yohimbe, but perhaps, and I've ordered that from India, but perhaps it will have the opposite effect and make the centipedes procreate. But okay, I'm willing to try anything basically.
The law, Babnetized, blacklistalert.org. When I searched on Bitcoin, I ran into this website, banjews.com, Jews vs. Bitcoin, June 24, 2015. White nationalists are slow, Jews are fast. Bitcoin is an excellent example of how Jews run circle around white nationalists. The invention is ingenious because it eliminates bankers and the Federal Reserve from sending value. Transmission fees are roughly 5 cents on any quantity of value and instant upon transaction confirmation. Jews jumped all over it. They wanted to, immediately, own the exchanges. to get their cut, as noted by the many investments of Barry Silbert, and various Israeli companies, or they wanted to regulate it into the ground like NIS financial czar, Benjamin Lasky, own it or regulate it. No one in the Bitcoin community would raise the Jew issue, and if you did you were banned from the discussion. http://www.benjews.com/index.php/aryaninstitute/blog/Jews versus Bitcoin. The page benjews.com is still available on cachedpages.com. Call for candidates campaign to declare war on the Jews. We're recruiting candidates for Congress on a platform to declare war on the Jews for the September 11th attacks. Jews did the September 11th attacks. The links to the YouTube vids still work. 1. Evidence of explosions is evidence of demolition. 2. Evidence of access controlled by Silverstein Netanyahu is evidence of Jew-Israeli demolition job. Jews privatized, controlled, and secured the Twin Towers complex to demolish the buildings to terrorize Americans into open-ended wars for Israel. Jews had complete access to plant demolition explosives. This is why we see flashes, booms, squibs, forceful ejections, and a 360-degree dust fountain. There were witnesses to explosions from inside and outside the buildings, by civilians and public officials, before and after the buildings were hit, on numerous floors, in all three buildings. There is no doubt about explosives, only the owner can authorize access to rig the building for demolition. Larry Silverstein was in charge. Jews did it. We must make this the official story. The only difference between an official story and a conspiracy theory is social or political status manufactured by the Jew media and IPAC intimidated and enforced political consensus. It's not a question of truth. Jews did it. That fits the facts. Case closed. Jews never reported bin Laden rigging the demolition, yet one is right in front of you. We have evidence of explosions. Jews and only Jews could have done it. A declaration of war on the Jews has 7 benefits. 1. It makes the Jews an official enemy in the law. This isolates and separates Jews from the rest of us on legal grounds. We can destroy IPAC and the ADL immediately and stop their censorship and intimidation campaigns of our civilians and civilian government. We restore free thought and the right to disagree with the Jews. Anti-Semitism is the right to disagree with the Jews, the right to resist Jew domination and destruction of the White West. The First Amendment is the right to disagree with the Jews. Your enemy is not your equal. Besides the legal advantage, this gives us an elevated psychological advantage against Jews. They are not our elder brothers. They are the scum of the earth enemy that stabbed America in the back because we are strong and can be used to fight their wars for Israel. Jews need equality to penetrate your systems and take over your base. A declaration of war denies them legal equality. This pulls the rug right from under them. A declaration of war is the magic bullet to defeat the Jews. 2. A just war on the Jews for their attack on Sept 11th is justly warranted. No one has to worry their conscience over hate. It's not about hate, it's about Jewish terrorism. Jews use terrorism to prod Gentiles into wars for Israel. We can see this in WWI, WEI, and the Iraq War. You cannot be a sucker forever. September 11th takes the hate card off the table. It's us or them because Jews are at war with us by their nature. 3. Jews can be driven out of the military-industrial complex, the media propaganda complex, and the Fed vulture capital complex. We will be able to nationalize Jewish control over our society to get the media, military, and money back in our own hands. This is what victory looks like. We know what the end game looks like, a culture and society that is free of cultural Marxism, Bruce Jenner television, and constant economic, immigration, and war crises. 4. It unites Gentiles against the Jews. Everyone unites against the Jews. All they need is a legal green light. We can't tell the difference between good Jew versus bad Jew, especially when good Jews serve the Jews. We need to declare war on all the Jews to sort them out. Jews love collective punishment when issued on others. Of course, they will claim not all Jews are terrorists, not all Jews support Israeli, not all Jews want to enslave the Goy, not all Jews want gun control, not all Jews want your kids to become trannies, not all Jews want to control Gentile societies, but the vast majority do.
And how do you know not all of them do? Have you checked?
How many Jews will leave our society to leave us alone? Only a declaration of war will get the Jews to flee. What might a war look like? House arrest the Jews and strip them of all property. Strip them of all political influence and positions. Destroy all Jew organizations. Trade the Jews for Israeli nukes and WMD arms for hostages. Boycott Israel. Ban Jews from America forever. 5. It puts the global war on terrorism where it belongs. A global war on the Jews. The Jews did the September 11th attacks. They must be forced to take responsibility for it as a matter of truth, history, morality. You can't fight terrorism, but you can fight Jews who resort to terrorism and assassinations to control our society. Name the enemy to fight the enemy. The Romans did. Remember how quickly the Soviets turned from allies to mortal enemies. This can happen in months, weeks, days. 6.
So how can you say it was the Jews when you don't even know the name of the person that supposedly did it?
When we declare war on the Jews, everyone instantly gets it. You don't have to understand the Jew problem beyond the Jews did September 11th. You don't have to convert others who are too scared or too dull to think. You don't have to answer charges about being anti-Semitic. There is no debate. Anti-Semitism is patriotism and the law. Quiet the mind, close ranks and fight the Jews. The cuckly conservative, Israeli first, Christian Zionism, Judeo-Christianity crowd will be on notice for treason. They better clean up their act or flee to Israel. You don't need to be a white nationalist to see the urgency of declaring war on the Jews. The Jews who did September 11th, war is the answer. Jews did it simplifies the issue to one basic point of attack that strikes the root of Jew power in America. 7. Sense of urgency. We must avert the next terrorist attack and war with Russia or Iran that Jews plan. We actually save lives. Jews don't want their kids to die for Israel. They want your kids to die for Israel. That's Jewish genius. It is the government's responsibility to protect us. We can agitate to get the government to protect us. Everyone in the military knows that the Jews did it. We need our political movement to light the fuse. The concept of declaring war on the Jews itself is victory.
So what if the Jews did not start the fire? What if it was always burning, if they're right?
We live in our word, said Thomas as. This is the revolutionary concept. We don't have to overthrow the government. We only have to get the government to do its job. That's Alinsky talking. That is why we need candidates to spread the concept into politics by running for Congress. That is where the message needs to go, straight into the political bloodstream. It doesn't matter if we win or not. We planted the seed. Only by political campaigns does the issue move from the fringe into the public square. We can use the truth movement's discoveries of an inside job effectively tag the Jews as the insiders who did it. We cannot let the September 11th attacks go to waste. The attack is exactly what we need to defeat the Jews. It gives us absolute just cause to root them out of our systems right now without debate in a way that makes sense to the American people. It's not a matter of hate, but terror. We don't hate the Jews, we're terrified of them, just as the Germans were when they saw what Jews did to Russians and Ukrainians. When life and limb is at stake, we don't have a choice. Our politicians don't have a choice. Declare war on the Jews. We can push the issue. Yes, we can. We can do this. Before the next attack. How to start your campaign. 1. Decide to run. We'll add your name to this page and put up a link to your page. 2. Use this Word doc and adjust it to your district and name. 3. Run off 100 copies. 4. Drop off the copies at your local state university student union and campus paper. 5. Make the news and be prepared to stay on message. Jews did the September 11th attacks. We must declare war on them to stop their next attack. The White Student Union Project was very good at getting news and spread quickly. The project to declare war on the Jews can be extremely effective this election year. All brave men should give it a try. Boycott Israel.
And nothing about the Muslims. But I've explained I'm for regulating the influx of immigrants, so that they can be taken care of properly, get food and schooling and insurance and stuff like that. And that I think that they have to learn a local language so that they can communicate.
Is popular on campuses. Committees to declare war on Israel would be even more popular. September 11th will happen again. If we don't declare war on the Jews to stop their next terror attack designed to get us into war with Iran, your or someone you love could die for lack of action. Get in the political ring. Your candidacy link here. Soon. Twitter. Soon. Main page benjews.com. I do not.
So that's from Catched Pages and ban Monsanto. Ban Monsanto. And of course boycott Monsanto also. And label GMO foods as such. Because I don't believe your stories that they're perfectly safe and harmless and not used as a weapon and to sterilize the world's global population. So they also have to be labeled GMO if it contains less than 1% GMO.
Assume that not all Jews are in on depopulating the non-Jews, nor that all of them are in on depopulating the earth and or specifically non-Jews. This is just another page that has disappeared off the internet that is still available on cachedpages.com. Usually I find pages that have been removed more interesting because they were removed for some reason. We were designed by evolution, survival of the fittest, fuckers, smartest and best looking organisms among all species. Birth control, lol, steal the hatch, all other ideas are psycho ideas, lol, voice to Skull and Bones, they know we owe the law, we owe is the law I mean, rage against them, machine, the N is A, C is A and FB is, MIS, PewDiePie Swedish comedian PewDiePie.com Felix Arvidolf Kjellberg, better known by his online pseudonym PewDiePie, is a Swedish web-based comedian and video producer. He is known for his Let's Play commentaries and vlogs on YouTube. Wikipedia, total views, 15.4 billion plus. I do not buy that. I also do not believe there are people that like watching his videos. So PewDiePie says death to old Jews and PewDiePie says to his whole 50 million subscribers to kill old Jews. Hitler has been cloned. YouTube video, uploaded by Liam's Mail Revolution.
See if I can find that video for you all. It just takes a second. At least. And that's not the way it should be, you could argue. So this is the video and it's still available on YouTube. So it's PewDiePie says to his whole 50 million subscribers. Okay, and it's still on YouTube. I've done a previous broadcast about it also.
Hey guys, PewDiePie here. Death to all Jews. I want you to say after me, death to all Jews. And, you know, Hitler was right. I really opened my eyes to white power. And I think it's time that we did something about
X, so then it would be deafen to all Jews, not death to all Jews. Isn't PewDiePie a sick satanic troll? So is that supposed to be funny when Mr. Kjellberg says quote death to all Jews unquote? What's so funny about it? Where did Liam's Male Revolution X get that video of Mr. Kjellberg saying death to all Jews? Shouldn't the video be banned by YouTube? Shouldn't PewDiePie, Mr. Kjellberg, be banned by YouTube? PewDiePie says death to all Jews not banned by YouTube? His real name is Kjellberg, not Quellberg. Tired, T.I. Red, you see all these exposed videos but in reality they are not nude. Is not. I have approved all the comments on my YouTube videos but they seem to have disappeared.
Sometimes you have to press a button, read all 7 comments or whatever, and then you can see the other comments. Unfortunately my cam is not working and I'll have to restart OBS, I think, to get it working again. It's open bullshit server, open broadcast server or whatever. So I might install another software because I'm having problems with the camera with OBS. But that will take time, and I thought let's do this broadcast first. So I'm now gonna temporarily... Oh, there was a person honking his car horn. That's a worldwide stalking network. And it's illegal to honk the cancer car horn if there is no direct emergency in reality. So you know they are criminals. Keep busting. Okay. Universal peace now. And you have to determine for yourself how much of this is serious and how much of it is satire. Satires are real. Universal peace to all. Spread the message. The more universal peace, absence of war, the better for us all. It costs a lot of money, and you should channel it to the cure against aging, controlling the 23 factors that control aging, and creating a perfect society in which maximum fulfillment is bestowed upon all organisms within it. That's the task of the government. The government has been paid for that with taxpayer money, not to depopulate and torture us all to death, which is what they're doing in effect. So, universal peace now.